biggest platform in Ghana for now that is giving you the voice for you to speak, and the voice that go beyond your existence. I want you to help us amplify every conversation that goes on here by sharing our videos and liking them. Hashtag every comment that you make. We want to hear from you. We want to you to contribute to the conversation. Just hashtag forget TV, hashtag generational voice, and then post in your comment. Today we are going to look at one problem that we have been talking about. It's a problem that is facing the entire country. It is our waste management problem and the sanitation issues that we have in the country. We want to look at it from the perspective of attitude. We want to look at it from the perspective of what we are also contributing to the problem and how we can solve it. And I am joined here in the studio by two wonderful young people who are the ambassadors for Forget for us. They are going to help us discuss the issue for today. Amanda Donko, she is a former student from Most Holy Hearts School. Amanda, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Again, I also have with me here Amos Mate, who is also just immediate past student from New Generation School. Amos, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Let me start with you. You know, the issue about sanitation and waste management has been a problem in Ghana for a long time. And most of the time, we seem to be blaming authorities and be blaming people about the field that we have generated, we have created in the community. But I don't understand, or I don't see how we generate waste and we expect a government or people from somewhere to come and clean up the waste that we have generated. So I want to ask you, how do you manage the waste that you generate in your area or in your house?
To begin with, after we finish our house chores and their waste, we place them in a polythene bag. And so when the Zoom Lion and the committee, when they are passing by, we call them and we dispose and we pay for it. But others in my society also try to burn them because they don't have money to pay for their services.
Okay, so you have some group of people who try to burn the waste that come. So what do they do to those that they are not able to burn? Because I know there are some of the waste you can't burn it. So what happens to them? Because they don't have the money to pay, and definitely they don't pay to take it out for the waste management to take it away. So what do they do to them? How do they dispose it off?
Like for example, when you have a can,
okay,
and you know a can cannot be easily burned,
okay,
they leave the ashes with the cans there. Then when it's raining and the wind is blowing, it blows them away straight to the gutters, leading to flood.
Oh, okay. That is what happens in your community where you live. Okay, Amos, can you tell us from where you live, where you stay, how do you guys dispose of the waste that you generate in your house, in your community?
For me, we have a dustbin at home. After everything, we dump the rubbish into it. Then we give it to the boiler taxi.
Okay.
Then they dump it. They send it to, I think, Zoom Park, and then other places.
Oh, okay. Okay, so that is what happens in your house. But in your community, you know, others around, do they do the same? Do everybody in your house have a dustbin that they keep their waste in, and do everybody give it out to the polar taxis who come around?
Yes, but I live in a neglected area, so when it rains and there's flooding, some of them try to dump into the water, and which go against them.
Which goes against them, or goes against all of us? Because
yeah, all of us.
All of us. Okay, so you have people, when it's raining, they bring out their rubbish to put it in the water. That is a serious issue. I will come back to that. But let me just ask you this one. What do you do when you see people doing that?
For me, I insult them in my mind. But I don't have the courage to tell them. Or someone will eat me.
Wow. That's wonderful. You insult them in your mind, but you don't have the courage to tell them anything. Wow, Amanda, this is what Amos is saying. I mean, it's a serious issue. Having people coming out to put rubbish in the water, which will eventually flow into the gutters and choke the gutters. I think it's not too far from what also happened in your community, where the people burn the rest of the things that are not able to burn into ashes are taken into the gutters. Similar. So, what do you do? Do you have the courage to do something about it in your community?
Okay, for me, anytime it's raining, mom will be like, please get inside to avoid being wet. Because when she gets there, she said you can get some cold. But me, I advise, like when I see someone doing it, you have to caution the person. You don't just have to insult the person, but you have to tell the person the effects of doing it, so the person will know and be cautious of his or her actions.
Okay. Okay. So I think from now onwards, that is what is going, not to insult them in our mind, but also tell them something. All right. Let me also ask you, Amanda. This is from our homes. I mean, you just completed school, but let me ask you, whilst in school, when you are on campus, I believe some of these things happen. Not, let me say, there are ways that we generate in school, in classroom. How do you guys manage it in a classroom and outside the class on campus? How do you manage the waste that you guys generate?
Okay, in the classroom we have duty roster.
Okay.
So to avoid the teachers complaining, we sweep, break,
Okay.
lunch, and closing.
Wow.
Yeah, to make sure
That's
the
what
environment is
happened in
clean.
your class,
Yes, please.
in your school, Mostly Heart. Wow, that's great. Okay.
Then when it's on the compound, when you refuse to do your homework or copy notes or something, the teacher, like most of the teachers don't normally lash again because a length is being bound or something like that.
Okay.
So they rather advise the students or sometimes punishes them to go and sweep, other times to go and pick, especially my teacher likes doing that.
Oh, okay. Wow, wow. So they pick and then they so your compound and your classroom is always neat.
Always neat.
Okay. Amos, how does that happen in your class?
For us, we sweep after closing.
Okay.
Only after
So
closing.
like I want to know in your class, okay, the waste that people generate, where do they put it?
Some of them hide them under their desks.
Under their desk.
Yeah.
They hide the have you done that before?
Yeah. But
You've done that before.
I don't advise anyone to do it.
Okay, but you've done that before. Okay, so let me ask you, why do you guys eat and then put under the desks? When do you have dustbin in your class? Yes. You do. So why do people have to eat and then keep it under the desk? When there is a dustbin, you can walk to it and then keep the rubbish in the dustbin. Why do students do that? Starting from you yourself, why do you do that?
Sometimes most of the teachers don't like students eating when they are teaching. So we hide them and then we eat them later.
Don't you go to break? You have break time.
Our break is 11 o'clock and then before 11 you'll be hungry.
Okay. Okay. All right. But okay. Thank you so much. I'll come back to that. But Amanda, this is what Amos is saying. Do you have similar things happening in your school?
I've done it before, but I later had an effect of it, so I stopped.
Okay.
It was like one time in school, I had finished eating biscuits.
Okay.
Sweets. Okay, some biscuits and some sweets. I placed under my legs. Some ants were biting when I checked it was from the sweets and I stopped.
Okay.
So, but others do it to avoid being caught by the teachers. And other times too, I think it's not advisable because when our teachers see that, they advise the students to place it in the bin.
Okay.
So there'll be a wastage of money there.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it's because of the fear that you have that when the teachers see you and you'll be punished or something. So it's better keep the rubbish under the desk. Well, viewers, for us, as young as we are, we want to look at the problem from our perspective. We want to see what we are contributing into the problems that we have and how we can help solve it. We want to personalize the issue. It's not about them, it's about us. It's not about what they are not doing or what they are doing. It's about what we are doing and what we are not doing. So we are here discussing what the things we used to do that contributes to the mass problem we are having in Ghana and how we can help tackle it. Join the conversation, send in your comments and your thoughts about what we are discussing. Amanda, let's continue. So let's see. There are group of people who thinks that by dumping, okay, not by dumping, um, by throwing rubbish around, you know, the waste management will have something to do. It's weird, you know, but we found out that this is the mentality of some people. You know, the last year we had a challenge competition on sanitation. Some of our students went to communities, and this is some of the result they brought back to us. We have people thinking that when they throw around, there are waste managements that will come around, and if they should keep the environment clean, they don't have anything to do. You know, this is weird, but what do you think about that? And what should we do to people who just throw rubbish around?
Okay, for me, I used to have that perception that we pay taxes.
Okay.
So those money that we pay, like buying pure water, still government will still take some tax from that. So I think for me, when I used to drink pure water, I just really don't because I know about me, someone will clean it. But when I practiced it at home, mom was like, "So you are doing it, and what should people say and what should people follow?" And I advise people not to do it because it's not everyone in that occupation that thinks government will pay them. So some people just stop the work and stop doing it, thereby leaving the environment filthy. But those who have the perception that the AMA per se will come and clear it, it's wrong. It's not perception because it's not every time that they'll be well. It's not every time that they'll have the time to come to your neighborhood, even though government pays them. Okay, so I'll advise that people do their own sanitation themselves and stop depending on the AMA because you don't know the time when they'll all go on strike.
Okay, Amos, what do you think? I mean, you were part of the group that went around the other day, and you experienced people telling you this thing. What do you think about this perception, and what can we do about it?
For me, my place, most of the people were talking about this, but a lot of them said they use the rubbish to sack or get rid of gauze.
Gauze? Yes. Really?
Rivers.
Really?
Yes. Because
No. Tell me that. I'm interested. You mean the people think that by keeping rubbish in their house or around,
dumping it in water bodies,
okay,
that the gauze live in, they use
okay,
that
the rubbish will suck the gauze from the river.
They also eat food.
Whoa. This is the first time I'm hearing that, honestly. So, you know, our sanitation problem is a holistic problem. It's huge. It's beyond government. It's beyond the way we are tackling it. We really have to do more. You just hear our gentleman telling us there are people who believe that by dumping, you know, in the water bodies, the gauze in the water will be angry and they will leave. And where would they go to? Well,
for that one, I got
you don't know.
I think they moved to another water body.
This is serious, Amos. In fact, this is serious. But I'm really enjoying this conversation.